this very noisy flight simulator. And the reason why is that we do have a 737 here. We are at into the flight plan for the names. Ordu, I guess. Yeah, we are at Ordu in Turkey. Quite a rare airport, but yeah, when I logged in there was a plane just on the final. So yeah, there we have it. So today, I don't know what the scene volume otherwise. Today we're gonna fly our world tour. Okay, nice. And this is the path. We're still in Turkey. Turkey is a very, I mean, I guess now we are realizing why Turkey is, it's a very big country. Also, all this part is covered by snow now. But yeah, probably this will be our not last. I guess I will go to Kars and then to Yerevan here, because I really want to land in Yerevan. So yeah, probably we are about to end Turkey. We're gonna talk about the world tour in flight, because I get to get out of here. Kodiak plane, I guess you well know it at this point. Very good, very good plane. No, sorry. What the fuck? Airplane here. Okay. So this is okay. Cargo 150. Alright. Fuel 370. Okay, I'm gonna remove a little bit of fuel. Okay. Then. So yeah, this is the flight we're gonna do from Ordu to Rize Artiv. I don't really know the exact name of destination, but Rize Artiv, let's say. And I saw some interesting mountain in the horizon. You can see it actually. Okay, the guy disconnects. Yeah, look at that. That looks pretty high and interesting. So yeah, let's go. Let's go. So I need my checklist. Still, I'm not able to operate the Kodiak. Yeah, you know, I really like the world tour, but I know that people don't, so I don't do it that much. So in the meantime, I used to forgot about how to operate the plane. Even if, yeah, you well know this is one of the main stuff I like to do in a simulator. Okay, let's go. So, parking brake is set. Master avionics. Okay, master avionics on. Sorry, master switch on. Master avionics on. Navigation lights. Inertial separator not required. Fuel selector and fuel shut off. So 1 and 2. This power lever idle, prop feather, fuel condition cut off, wing flaps are up, and let's start up as always immediately. Beacon, lights on, and transponder on. Code 2000. We are on IFR flight. We are on VATSIM, of course. 5 degrees offside. Yeah, I'm noticing that still, you know, there is some snow here, as you can see, and also in the mountains around. Yeah. So, yeah, one problem of 2020 was that sometime when there was even high temperature, there was still snow on ground. I don't know if they fix it. Now looks not, I'm not full of snow at the moment, but still a little bit. Auxiliary fuel pump on. Oh, wait a second. Low motor start. Usually, okay. Well, no ground. Okay. So auxiliary fuel pump on. Ignition. Low motor then, and at 40% of NG, low idle. Let's go. NG is here. 40%. Low idle. Pretty quiet now. I can't increase the noise like this. Okay, never mind. Then propeller lever. Okay, now first of all, starter and ignition off. Propeller lever full forward. Auxiliary fuel pump standby. Generator on. Alternator on. Auxiliary bus switch on. Here, reset this. 24 in the cabin. And as colder as possible. Sorry, 24 on the cockpit, as colder as possible behind there. There we go. This. Now, we should import the flight plan. G1000, you have a custom import system, which is here. You have to go to flight plan, then flight catalog, flight catalog, and it's gonna link with your sim brief. Yeah, the question, if you don't have a Navigraph data, I don't know if it would do that. I don't know, because now sim brief is basically linked with Navigraph, so yeah, this is Navigraph data. I have also the plugin for the G1000. I guess there is still something like that. There we go. Enter. Sorry, activate. Okay. Nice. Then, time to show you some procedures. It's a very simple flight, of course. When we do the world tour, it's nothing too hard. So this is the departure, straight ahead. Nothing really to say about the departure. We're gonna fly this area here. I hope to see some interesting mountains, honestly. We're gonna get quite close to something here. We will see. And then the approach we're gonna discuss later. Yeah, I'm not gonna spend time at all here. Just the length of the runway. Okay, it's a 3,000 meter runway, so we can take off just here on the first intersection. We don't need to backtrack and nothing with the Kodiak. Okay. So, flight plan done. Close this. This is fine. QNH 1026. Oh, it is wrong. Oops. 1026, 1026 set. And I wanted to confirm it, so we have. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Great. Heading. Initial climb. Initial climb. Let's go with. We have to cruise 9,000 feet, so initial climb 5,000 at least. This plane, as always, can climb really, really fast on the initial climb. So, yeah. Okay, there we go. Then. Checklist. Okay. Altimeter is set, transponder set, taxi light. Okay, we're ready for taxi. Let's go, I guess. Yeah, let's go. Let me just check this. Great. Parking brake released. Look how much. I'm not even accelerating or nothing. Look how much this plane wants to move. So, the first entry point is here. We're gonna use it. Okay. So now increase. We're gonna check a little bit about the world tour. The legs we already did. And I remember we started this from North Italy. And now we are finishing Turkey. We're not doing long flights, we are doing 1 hour flights, stuff like that, even shorter sometimes. So, but again, it's a type of aviation that I really, really enjoy. Okay, parking brake set. So now, before takeoff, wing flaps 20. Look at that, I'm really curious to get there. Okay, flaps 20 is setting. Then harness lever. Down. Elevator trim. A lot of nose downs for... Okay, I think it's fine like this, honestly. Let me see here. A little bit of nose down, but not much. Okay. Nice. Glider trim is already set. Aileron trim done. Inertial separator not required. Pitot. Done. Taxi. I forgot taxi light. Landing lights. Strobe lights. Max idle. Yeah, we should have done this on the runway, but whatever. Parking brake release. Let's line up and let's go. Flight director, please. Okay. We can also set up an initial. Wait, we have toga button. Yeah. Okay, fine. Toga set. Yeah, we're gonna use vertical speed, maybe 1,000 feet per minute initially. This is a non-pressurized plane, so yeah, we're gonna take off from here. Again, this is an extremely powerful plane, stall plane, let's say. So yeah, you can take off really in a few meters and land in a few meters as well. Okay, let's go. Let me just take off. Maximum torque 1,700, 1,800 basically, and initial climb normal. Cruise climb 1,600. No, 1,670. I don't think we're gonna need any of that, of course, but at least initially. We can retreat flaps at 70 knots. Now wait a second, this is the takeoff speed. So rotate is 65, yeah. Rotate 65, 85 knots, flaps 10, 95 knots, flaps 0. We're gonna climb initially around 120 knots. Let's go. Okay. It's really quiet, the Kodiak. Kodiak sound design. I mean, engine sound. Okay, brake release. Ooh, don't. Okay, we can get in the yellow arc. Rotate. Oh, wow, we have crosswind. Yep, 9 knots of crosswind. Okay, we are flying. Flaps 10. Flaps full. Sorry, flaps up. Trim up. Reducing power. Okay. Now, I want to set nav. I want to set vertical speed. 1,000 feet per minute without dying, maybe. Okay. Let's do the turn here. It's reducing power by a lot. What's that? I don't see any alert. Okay. Alright, autopilot. Yeah, we can. Okay, usually, I don't really know about that, but I don't think you climb in. I mean, this plane can climb really fast if you want. But considering it's non-pressurized, your ears are not gonna love it at all, of course. So, first of all, let's do after takeoff. Okay, your damper is on. Maybe not. No, your damper off. Your damper on now. Auxiliary fuel pump standby. Ah. What? Yeah, I don't know why it's not underlined the fuel pump. Whatever. Then, harness lock. Remove this and this. Taxi lights off. Okay, great. Great, great, great. So don't mind the weird attitude of the plane. Now we're gonna fix it. Is the rudder trim. So, removing rudder trim. And removing rudder trim. Yeah, I don't know why it's not... okay, it's kind of turning, I guess. Yeah. Less on the rudder trim, by the way. Yeah, I was saying I don't know how fast they actually climb because of the hears, basically. I think they don't climb much faster than 1,000 feet per minute, even if the plane can really climb in this case. So let's go direct to Ispat. Direct. Activate. Okay. Let's go direct there. So we're gonna see the attitude of the plane is getting better a bit. Continue climb. 1,000 feet per minute for the moment. Okay. Flaps is up, right? What? I press it twice. I don't know why. So it was flaps warning. Okay, that's very interesting actually. Yeah, I was seeing the power. I mean, I think that's strange. I mean, we're using so much power to climb at 1,000 feet per minute. But yeah, that was strange because, I mean, probably it didn't take the input, the stick. That's why. Very simple explanation. I also call it. I'm quite sure I call 85, not really 85, but I called it flaps 10 and flaps up. Yeah, I call it because I said flaps full instead of flaps up. Okay. But that's not a problem, of course. We are in a sim. But we were right on the overspeed of flaps 10, so we would be fine even in real life. Continue climb. Let's go directly to 9,000 feet. 9,000 feet set. Choose degrees outside. We have to monitor the external temperature, of course. You know that we can get highs on this plane, on every plane actually, but it's not really done for flying into a storm, of course, especially not a snowstorm. So yeah, we could already go direct to I can go direct to Temel to stay closer to the coastline. But what I'm seeing now is a big cloud formation, so let's keep this heading for the moment. Let's keep this track and yeah, we will see soon if we need to adjust. Yeah, when I fly the Kodiak, I have always the feeling that the plane is somehow not level, but yeah, looks perfectly level to me. Okay. Then let me check the cruise performance. 8,000, so 2,000, okay, maximum 1,200. Yeah, this plane flies quite low. Sorry, slow. As you know. But this is the good part. Yeah, I think that they have to fix a little bit. It was completely clear skies to this way before, and now it's full of clouds. I mean, when we were in the airport, it's not the first time that I see this, honestly. Even not yesterday, but Monday we flew on Mexico City, and yeah, I knew there was fog on ground, but yeah, when we were still far, it wasn't showing like it was loading. Probably is loading as anything in this sim. Let's go direct to Temel. Can we actually? Yeah, we can. Flight plan. Temel. Yeah, execute. I remind you, we're flying the Kodiak. This is part of the world tour I'm doing. And this is the path we did until now. Oops. Nice. So we took off from North Italy, and then Croatia, Bosnia, then we went into Kosovo, Bulgaria, 2 airports in Bulgaria, and finally in Turkey, which is extremely big, as you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, This is the 6th flight in Turkey, basically. And yeah, again, this is not the first time. I mean, I didn't do a full world tour. I did half of it with a TBM 4 or 5 years ago. Now in 2020, I guess it's 5 years now, because it was 2021, early 2021 I started it. Wow, so 5 years ago. And yeah, again, as I always, I mean, I say always the same thing, but I really suggest you to start your own world tour. For me, it's one of the best things you can do in the simulator. And as a matter of fact, the first time I was starting using 2020, back in 2020, indeed. I was doing some random flight initially, and then I started really wanted to do my world tour. And I passed basically 3 months only doing world tour flight. That's all on the purple streaming platform. Still there because I've saved them. Of course, I wasn't expert at all like now on flying simulation or VATSIM, so it's really amateur stuff. This is us, by the way. But yeah, it's extremely cool in my opinion. It's extremely cool because for many reasons. You have to schedule your route first of all, so you have this part of let's say organization. Okay, let me do the oops. Okay. Then, if you do it like I'm doing, like I did the previous one with real time. Yeah, the previous one I did it with real time in real weather. So I really have a lot of time in the back in 2021 probably. Yeah, there was COVID, you know, so we were home. But yeah, I was doing this world to real time real weather. So basically, going to the west, in order to fly during day, I needed to only stream in the morning. Yeah, at some point it was basically impossible. I mean, in Australia it's like crazy. If you are in Europe time or even US time, it's really hard to do. I mean, we are completely into clouds, by the way. Yeah, look at that. We can see that it's really interesting coastline here in Turkey. So yeah, many reasons. You have to pick up your own route. You're gonna discover places in which you would never fly, probably. And if you're flying with real weather, at least you really have to do some choices. Because of course you can't always fly, first of all. So if there is a far condition or really bad storm around there, you can't really fly. It's -6 degrees, we're getting into that cloud precisely. We can climb still. Which I'm gonna do. Oh yeah. 11,000 feet, let's go. Get out of here, I don't want to be in a cloud. Okay. Let's climb a bit. So yeah, you have to schedule it, and then, for example, you have to do some choices. I don't know. For example, India is a very big problem because, as you can see, is IFR condition. I mean, this is not the first time. Basically, every single day is like this. Is like this. So you have to avoid India. I mean, if you're flying with a plane like mine, which doesn't have any category 3 or 3 Bravo auto land system, you have to avoid India. There is no way you can pass through this. And so what I will do is, of course, go through what is this? Through Karakoram, Himalayan. So basically do a path like that. And yeah, And then if there is a storm where you're flying, you can fly, and it's pretty cool. And also it's very, very cool to fly a plane like this. I mean, I don't suggest you to do a world tour with a longitude, for example. Pick up your time and select a small plane, fly low, fly slow. It's really good. I mean, it's really, 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 really beautiful to do. Okay. And I'm gonna go direct to here now. Not that it does make any change for the moment. Okay. I think we're picking up, some tailwind today. Finally, I mean, I did so many flight with headwind. Okay, adjust the power. Oh wow, we have so much torque. Reduce. Okay, not too much. Alright. Maybe we have to reduce it now that we climb. Checklist. So annoying that every time you kick me out of checklist. Because I have them on drive. Power setting. Power setting, yeah. We should reduce power. Unlucky. Yeah, this plane is really slow. I mean, I don't think the power setting I have are correct, honestly. Because, yeah, it's saying here that you have... Ah, no, wait a sec, maybe... No, okay, I can have a little more power, but not too much. Okay. Like this. Yeah, probably they're not... Ooh, wow, look at that. We're so close to ground? Yeah, we are. We are about to overfly a terrain area. We're not over... Yeah. We're not gonna be over water soon. And also if you pick up, for example, in my case, and it's not really a problem because I choose the Kodiak for that as well, because this plane can climb 25,000 feet. So basically you can fly wherever you want in the world. There are really a few places in which you can't. Oh, look at this, really cool. And but yeah, if you do it, for example, for a Cirrus, I don't know, SR-70, SR-22, or even something smaller, yeah, in that case, you really have to, for example, crossing India is not easy at all in my opinion, because here is completely IFR condition, and here you have Himalayan, so you can't pass here, and here I don't know. This is a big obstacle. You can go to the north, maybe. Yeah, today is really bad weather. I don't know usually, honestly, but now you will end up being in China, and that's not what you want because of lack of aviation charts. Unfortunately, Navigraph doesn't provide charts for Chinese regional airports. So yeah, this is a nice yeah, as you can see, in a World Tour you have to solve problem, and this would be a very interesting. I mean, of course you can fly someday. I mean, first solution is pass through India and just wait a good season, maybe. I don't know if there is. I'm not an expert on India, honestly. I don't know if there is a season in which you don't have fog on ground, or yeah, just wait VFR condition in some airport. But yeah, in my opinion, the World Tour is something you have to do when you want. Basically, you start one, you would finish in 10 years. Doesn't really matter. You know that you have a plane in a location that is ready to do a leg, if you like. And probably I shouldn't have stopped my... I mean, I stopped the one I was doing with the TBM. I was doing it, I mean, again, in the past, before even using Volanta. Indeed, I don't have the truck of my old World Tour here. And same departure. So here, And I arrived. Wait a sec. Here. I arrived here. Yeah. Almost, yeah, 8,900 nautical miles with that TBM. No, even, I mean, way more than this, of course, because it wasn't a direct path at all. We passed through here. Yeah, we did many stuff. But yeah, the main reason why I restarted it was because, yeah, having done it with a TBM, I think that first of all was a default TBM, so you know it's not a great plane. It's okay, but we have way more interesting option now, not in the past, of course. When I started it, I mean, it was early 2021, so there was really few custom plane, and also, yeah, I prefer to do it with a slower plane, like maybe the Kodiak is too slow. It's one of the best option in my opinion, because you have great ceiling, you have very good takeoff and landing capability, extremely good. I mean, one of the best plane in the world probably. Always talking about not plane that are not let's say designed for a competition, for a stall competition. But yeah, and so you can take off basically everywhere. It's a little bit slow, for sure. It's definitely a little bit slow. So can take some time, a lot of time to. Can take some time, a lot of time. Can take a lot of time to get a destination. Oh, wow, what a horrible arrival we have. But we're gonna solve the problem even there. Oops. Let me set again the flight we're doing today. Let me check in the meantime. So, no. Yeah, this is mandatory. Oh wow, 100. Oh no, okay, 110. Okay, and this 173. Because this is very short. So yeah, either we're gonna have a very long flight or probably not. I will do a short one, not a short one, sorry, a normal one, and then I wanna keep it. The other one for a day in which I don't have much stuff. I mean, I don't have time. Because this is quite epic. This flight is quite epic. I remember it from the TBM World Tour. Entering this valley with the volcano here, which is, I guess it's called the Yerevan, this volcano, I'm not sure. But incredible place. This is an incredible place. And then we will continue. Yeah, I want to see the Caspian Sea. This part is very interesting as well. And then the big desert. Oh yeah, I remember it. Big desert of Iran and Afghanistan. And this is one of the most remote area. I mean, let's say, not really remote area, but yeah, the problem at the time, there wasn't any of... Oh, wow, there are... Oh no, this is Kabul, right? No. Okay. Yeah, there is this airport in the previous... In 2020 at the time, there wasn't any runway here. So I needed to do all this stuff in one shot. With a TBM is 1 hour flight, something more, but with a Kodiak is... even like this is quite long. There is also another airport here, which would be very interesting to explore. Okay, wow, this is super high. Oh no, okay. Yeah, it's high, of course. It's very high, actually. Wow, yeah, 8,400 feet and 1,700 meter runway. It's very interesting. But yeah, we will see. We will see if there are scenery for 2024. We will see when it's time for that. Could never happen or could happen. Really in the future. Look at this place, by the way. And remember, we are in Turkey. We are doing the world tour. We are in the north of Turkey, close to the Black Sea. This is the flight we are doing now. So we are in this area of Turkey. An enormous, really an enormous country. How long is Turkey? Well, I'm really curious now. From here to here. Okay. I thought more, but still very big. It's like a 2-hour flight minimum to cross all. I mean, it's more. It's probably 2.5-hour flight. So now we are basically about to overfly Trabzon. Let's see if we will be able to see some. I mean, let's see if we will be able to see the airport there. Then after Trabzon, we're gonna have to talk about the arrival, because what I'm saying, I'm not really loving, honestly. Oh wow. Okay. That's a big stuff. Nah, it's pretty far probably. But yeah. Look at this place, by the way. We have incredible mountain here and the coastline there. Super close to each other. Wow. Incredible. Really incredible. And this stuff is pretty high as well. Yeah, we are around here now. 8,000, yeah. Nothing too crazy, but... Okay, this is the city of Trabzon. And this is the airport. We're not gonna land here again. We're gonna continue for other 20 minutes, more or less. Luckily today we have tailwind, which is extremely rare apparently for us. What a beauty, by the way. What a beautiful plane. Also I choose the Kodiak, of course, for the range. Because it's quite important if you want to go, for example, in New Zealand and do it realistically. I don't know still if I will be able to do it, but there's a chance at least. Maybe with a lot of tailwind that day. Let's see. Okay. But yeah, again, this is way, way ahead in the future. Okay, so let's check a little bit the arrival. Because, okay, first of all, oops, let's go direct to, oh my god, let's go direct to the next waypoint. Okay, flight plan. Zubre, no? Yeah. Zubre on top. Direct. Okay. Alright. Nice. Okay. Because the arrival I have is gonna bring me at ART, Alpha Romeo Tango VR. Runway 06. The ILS is this one. So yeah, we're gonna do this, of course. We have some transition, which is probably related to plane dimension, I guess. Yeah, we can even do this. But yeah, we're not gonna do any of that, of course. We are gonna fly the ILS approach. How long is the runway? Wow, it's 3,000 meters. We're gonna fly the ILS approach, that's for sure, but in a different way. So we're not gonna fly Alpha Romeo Tango, then come back and all this stuff. We're gonna go basically, we're gonna give us a vectoring. The one thing we need to take in consideration is to be, yeah, around 5,000 feet at 10 miles DME. Okay. We have some, oh, sorry. We have so much space to do it anyway. So, yeah, this is gonna be the approach. Minima 650, barometric. Okay. Okay, it looks fine to me. I don't know why did they do that. Maybe for mountain, I mean, so elevation reason. I guess even here they land with 73 and A320 plane like that. Approach, by the way. ILS 0. Oh, there is the Yankee as well. Wow, I don't have an ILS Yankee runway 06. Or is it? No, okay, that is of course. Ah, okay. No, look at this. My bad. We do have an approach actually. So it's not really appearing here. As you can see, there is the AirNav Zulu. Maybe because we don't... Ah, yeah. Yeah, I guess so. But it's this one anyway. Okay. So, yeah. In this case, it's even easier because we're gonna have a vertical path. The thing we're gonna do is go direct to Fuflu at some point. I don't even know if it's needed, the transition, honestly, but let's do it anyway. And the minima is identical, I guess. Yeah, 650. So it's a barometric minimum. It will be interesting. I mean, we're gonna use, of course, radio altimeter in that case. I mean, well, we will have kind of a... Yeah, because this plane doesn't have a category 3 approach. I mean, I'm not really sure. I mean, category 3 for sure not. Category 2, I have no idea, honestly. But, yeah, I guess we're gonna... Okay, well, let's go soon. I mean, not now. Let's go in 3 minutes. Direct to Foflu. I don't know if you can shoot category 2 or 1. Oh, look at the airport here. With this plane. Probably is main a G1000 feature. Yeah, for sure it is. The point is that if you can't, you will always need to technically use barometric minima. And yeah, sometimes, you know, in this simulator here is kind of painful to set the minima if you're landing, for example, in a 8,000 feet high airport. Because your minima will be higher for sure. Yeah, it will be so long to set. One of the best systems, in my opinion, is the A320, in which you just input a number and you don't have to rotate a knob for the eternity. I guess in real life it's a very different system. Alright. So, in a couple of minutes we're gonna go direct to final basically. Also our top of descent is gonna adjust. And we're gonna have a proper vertical path. Look at this elevation, by the way. This is high stuff. Maybe we are too far to see it still. I don't even know if you're gonna get close enough, but it looks this looks pretty high. And we have clear skies until destination. I guess the airport is somewhere around there, probably. So I remind you, we are flying a Kodiak from Ordu-Rize Artiv in Turkey. Part of the world tour. This is the path we did until now with our world tour, which is not a, I mean, will be not a classical, let's say, yeah, simple flying around the world, but I want to go to Australia, I want to get back, I want to go down to Patagonia, up, and then all Africa, and then up. So it's the eternity world tour, but yeah. Again, I don't know if I will ever finish something like this, but I don't really care. Okay, direct to final. Okay, wait a second here. All right. Okay, so top of descent very soon. We can descend. We can descend 2,600 directly. I'm gonna descend 5,000 initially, probably. Okay. QNH at destination is 1027, that's correct already. Okay. And we are about to descend. Look at this place. Wow. Very beautiful. I mean, it's always very incredible. I mean, it's always incredible when you have location in which the... I mean, we have high elevation terrain here and then the sea very close to each other. You know, Norway, Turkey here. I can remember about Chile. Yeah. Incredible. All right. So I did. Wow, we do have another constraint. Okay. Okay. But in this case, yeah, let's go down. 5,000 feet. Yeah, let's go down for sure. Take a speed. 1,000 feet per minute, not more. Then checklist. Kodiak. Okay, checklist. Descent pitot, it's fine. Landing lights. Well, when landing lights are gonna. Oh wow, I do have landing lights on. Wow. Yeah, you don't really. I mean, also we climb even more. We were about. I mean, we were supposed to cruise 9,000 feet, but even like that, you don't really keep landing lights on all the way. I mean, all the flight. Anyway. Okay. Then let's approach. Auxiliary fuel pump. Fuel condition. Blah blah blah. Nest log. Okay. And flap speed is also here. 138. Flaps 10. 120. Wait a sec. We're gonna land flaps 10 as always. You know that the Kodiak is a plane that is not easy to land at all with flaps full. So we're gonna approach around 95 to 90 knots and landing with flaps 10, which make it way easier. That's why I do it a lot of time. By the way, I'm seeing now that the airport is very close to terrain, so I guess is here, or maybe after. But as you can see, there is quite some elevation right close to it. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. We can also a little bit of speed, of course, because we are descending. I'm gonna maintain the power configuration like this for now. And yeah, that's it. That's it. We are basically already in a, I mean, not really in a long final, but kind of. VFR condition at destination. 8 knots of wind, but is headwind. So yeah, an additional reason to land with flaps 10. We could land with flaps 0 today. It's a 3,000 meter run and we have 7 knots of headwind. But yeah, I will do. Yeah, we'll do with the flaps. Flaps 10. You know, this is a very common stuff. If you're landing, I mean, the more flaps you have, the harder it's gonna be to butter the landing. Oh, yeah, it's gonna be way easier to hard land the plane. And with the Kodiak, for me at least, seems quite hard to not smash it on the ground and bounce it. I mean, you really have to flare properly because this plane does have a does have a complex flight model. It's not that easy to handle at all. So yeah, you really have to nail the flare if you want to land with flaps full. Also, yeah, I realized it as soon as I started using this on 2024. In 2020, in my opinion, was easier to land. here you really, it's not impossible, but if you I mean, if you have flaps 10 and you are not so precise with the flare, it's gonna be fine anyway. If you have flaps full, otherwise can really punishing you. Okay. Let's descend 3,500 then, 3,600. So we can adjust the green banana. I mean, according to the green banana, we are fine. I'm gonna keep descending like this for the moment. And wait a sec, we do have the LS frequency. Yeah, it's auto-tune. We're gonna tune the course. I think it does auto-tune the course as well. Okay, zooming. Yeah, we're pretty close to the airport actually, so we should be able to. I think it's here then. Yeah, it's here somewhere. Maybe we're too far still, of course, but. 50. Yeah, we are like yeah, something more than 20 miles, something like that. Okay. Nice. Very nice. And temperature at destination is 5 degrees, okay. Considering it's night, no, it's dark now in Turkey, that means that was hotter during night. As you can see, there is a clear line of, which is cool. Let's say it's no line. Would be very interesting to see how the sim is dealing with that stuff, because you know, for I mean, my experience, for what I saw with 2020 is very hard to simulate proper snow. Not really the problem, the effect on the ground, but yet the behavior of the snow. I mean, when, for example, okay, if it happened to snow, if it happened to snow at all, I mean, I don't know. For example, if the sim, if it's cold, for example, if it's just gonna input snow randomly, because in real life it's not like this. Of course, you know it. I mean, it can be cold, but if you don't have a snowstorm or stuff like that, I mean, it doesn't really matter if it's cold or not. So yeah, would be, and then of course after some storm event or stuff like that, you have a lot of snow, then it starts to melting. It's really complex stuff to do, in my opinion. Of course, there are some data you can use. I guess in windy you have snow coverage. I'm quite sure there is a layer like this. Yeah, 100% sure actually. But yeah, pretty hard stuff. Again, I remind you that when I mean, I remind you, you never saw it, but I'm telling you that when I was flying in 2020, long time ago, there was sometime there was like 20 degrees on ground and there was snow, which was pretty weird, of course. Adding a bit of power. Leveling off. We're gonna continue descent very soon. And we're gonna descend 2,500. Go around these 6,500. I don't know why in Turkey they have very weird altitude constraint and interception altitude. Today is 2,600. They go around is 6,500. Yeah, very strange. Reminds me China a little bit. This kind of altitude here. I mean, continue descending. Let's go down. Also, oops. Okay, in this case, yeah, I didn't want to do that, but since we already have the ILS here, let's go. Okay, establishing on final, adding on final. Great, 164. Yeah, I wanted to put the DME out here. Okay. Wow, look at this place, by the way. Very cool. Very, very cool. This stuff is very high. I mean, okay, 4,000, not. No, I guess this is. Probably this is above 4,000 feet. I mean, how high we? No, okay, no, that's it. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Okay. Nice. Let the plane slow down. Approach. Approach armed. Localizer capture. Landing lights. We are on final. Landing lights on. And as soon as we capture the ILS, we have to do the checklist. Checklist Kodiak. Okay. So the airport, I don't see the airports, by the way. I'm assuming he's in that. Yeah, probably. Wow, this is really Japanese style, by the way. This looks super artificial. Hopefully there is an airport. You never know in Flight Simulator. There are always nice, yeah, discover. 1 dot to go, by the way. Almost. How many miles? Well, we are 8 miles. Okay, I see. No, okay, there is the airport. I see the props. Okay, in this case, about to intercept. Reducing power a bit. Hey, fuel selector, this is done. Auxiliary fuel pump on. Guys, so capture, harness lock. Lock. Initial separator not required. Propeller lever full forward. Landing lights are on. Okay. Reducing power a little bit. I remind you we can drop flaps 10, and the only notch of flaps we're gonna use today at 138 knots. Approach speed will be 90 to 95 knots, something like that. And then we just have, okay, we have to drop flaps and then autopilot off, yaw damper off. I will try to remember the yaw damper because it's something that is not in every plane and I used to forget about. It's not a big problem in the sim. In real life. Of course, in real life you wouldn't fly a different plane every single day. Especially type. Oh, look at that. Wow, by the way, what a place. I don't think I landed here in my previous world tour with the TBM. This airport looks very scary to me. I don't see any buildings. Let's hope that there is not just a runway. Wow, what a part of Turkey we are. The next flight we're gonna fly in that, so completely in that direction. That's gonna be a cool flight. Okay, 4 miles. Slow down. Okay, no, wait a sec. It's generating something. Yeah, probably we are still too far. Okay. What a place. Incredible. Yeah, look at this stuff. Okay, let's try to focus a bit on the landing. I want to get to 138 knots to drop flaps. This plane can slow down really, really fast, so it's not a problem. Okay, 138, speed check, flaps 10. Wow, look at that. Very beautiful. Very beautiful approach. I mean, the location is incredible. Look at that stuff. Slowing down significantly now. Okay.
500.
I guess we don't have an airport, by the way. Okay, autopilot off. Yaw damper off without losing the approach, maybe. Okay. Okay, crosswind a bit. Speed is fine. I'm gonna slow down a little bit more. Okay. boy, I think it's one of those airports without any taxiway. We can float if we want. We are plenty of runway with this for this plane here. But anyway, idle. Touchdown, reverse. Okay. Reversing. Low idle immediately. Oops. Yeah, there is crosswind. Okay. Yeah. I don't think we're gonna be able to exit. Yeah. Wow. I didn't expect that. That will be a problem for the next flight, probably. Now, of course, you know, I can do inertial separator on and go to check the wood. And then oh yeah, Kodiak style. Which is something I can do next time as well. I can start from the runway and then just move the plane and switch it off. Or maybe I will see if there is some scenery on flightsim.io. Oh yeah. I present you the Kodiak. Legendary Kodiak. Look at them. Yeah, this should be the terminal, by the way. Look how many rocks are here. Okay, okay, let's stop here. This is not what it looks like. Okay, checklist. After landing, fuel condition, low idle, taxi light on, strobe lights off. Strobe lights off. Inertial separator stays on, auxiliary fuel pump is off, pitot off. Shut off. Air condition off. Auxiliary bus switch off. Power lever idle, propeller feather. And generator alternator off. Fuel condition cut off. And then nav, beacon. Anything else? Avionic master. Okay, avionic master. Okay, wait, that's responder maybe. Standby. Avionic master off. And master off. Okay, welcome to... I don't remember the location. Rize? Yeah, Rize Artiv. Let me check this. Like this. I will check something. Flightsim.io. It's Lima Tango Foxtrot Oscar. Lima Tango Foxtrot Oscar. It's for 2020, unfortunately. Yeah, there is a scenery, a free scenery, which is this. It's a okay. It's really interesting, but oh wow, so different. But yeah, it's for 2020. Yeah, I don't even know. Maybe it could work anyway in 2024, but yeah, I don't know. But yeah, we'll see. I will find a solution. The worst case scenario, I will just start a flight on the runway and then move the plane, shut it off, and start again. Okay, so this is it for today. What a leg today. Very beautiful. How was the landing rate at least? Okay. Yeah, I thought so. We were barely touching when we had contact with the runway. Okay. So thank you very much for watching. I wish you a nice evening. If you like, subscribe, and see you next time.